This is horrendous. Jesus Christ.
Hi everyone, welcome to a Destiny 2 video. As you just saw there, I just got my ass kicked by the final boss of the new Witch Queen expansion. And basically I haven't played Destiny 2 for a long time. I've just sort of come back after playing some other stuff over the past year or so. And this is kind of just going to be me showing you how to do the final boss when you may be yourself a bit out of touch with Destiny. I'm not using any of the best weapons or any of the meta stuff here. This is very sort of like a bit of a blind run. I managed to, up until this point, do the campaign on legendary difficulty, and this is obviously the final part of that here on the final boss. So I thought I'd just quickly run through what I'm doing. So as you saw there, I start with the first wizard on the right hand side, and then I sort of strafe around on the right hand side. Make sure you clear the minions down here first as well. Some of those minions down there I actually don't kill them, and that comes back to bite me in the back, but you'll see that later on. This is by no means a clean run. See, I only killed one there, but there's actually two there left that I didn't spot. And you'll see why you want to get rid of them. So I strafe around here to the right, got the second wizard. In case you didn't know, you have to kill all three of the threadweavers in order to do a decent amount of damage. Otherwise you will literally be sitting there for years trying to take down the Witch Queen. Got a pulse rifle as my primary, and my secondary is a fusion rifle. And the fusion rifle is void, whereas these threadweavers they have a solar shield, so it wasn't massively effective, but it did take about 2 shots to take them down. So as you saw there, that's the first threadweaver gone, and Savathun, she's kind of in the worst position possible here. These acolytes are on my back as well, so I actually go into the fight without much health. There's also some there, so I've only got 27 seconds left there of thread cutter times 3. That means you can actually do decent damage. So I don't actually do a massive amount of DPS here. I get 2 swords off against her, and that's another 2 or 3 there. You have to be within the bubble, and obviously there I'm missing all my shots, and I somehow missed my Nova bomb there. So everything's not going to plan right now. I think you probably, or I could have probably done this in 2 phases if I was actually getting my targets to hit and wasn't missing my supers. So when that timer runs down to 0 on the threadweavers times 3, you want to go back to this position here. I believe around the 2nd and 3rd threadweavers there are some thralls that spawn, so you want to be careful of that. This has been going ham on threadweavers again. I don't use my fusion rifle for any of the ads because that's a bit overkill, and I want to save them for the threadweavers. Basically using my primary for the small non-shielded enemies, my secondary for the threadweavers there, the sort of secondary part of the boss which you have to kill to take Savathun's shield down, and then I use my third tertiary heavy weapon to attack the boss, which is the exotic Black Talon sword, which I find really powerful. I got that from, I think, the Beyond Light expansion. That was sort of the last time I played this game. But yeah, I would consider myself, as I said at the beginning, a bit of a noob at this game right now because I haven't played in a while, so I thought this might be a useful video for those that are also in the same shoes as me and they're coming back after a bit of a break and they haven't got all the best gear. My total lights level is 1,500 for this, by the way, so at least I have the recommended light level. But it is legendary difficulty, so it's not just the light level. There's some other modifiers that mean that enemies won't be stunned as much, etc., and they have a bit more health. So yeah, if you're like me, you just wanted to come back to the game and just do the hardest difficulty and just not care, then here we are. Okay, so that's the final one down. I think this is the best spot for me to actually do some decent damage. So I think in this phase I actually do more damage, but of course she runs away. she goes all the way down there. Like probably all the worst possible things that could have happened in this run. So this might be good for people who want to see all the different problems that can happen, so that you're, you know, ready for any situation. As you saw at the beginning, I had quite a few attempts though, so this was by no means like a first attempt. This was like iterating from zero basically. I run out of ammunition here, so I switched to my fusion rifle there, but then I was too far away to do some effective damage, so then I did my primary, which is my pulse rifle. That is the second phase gone. For most people it should probably be over now if you have some decent damaging weapons, but me, I got a bit unlucky with the spawns. She ran away from me and my weapons were missing and things like that. So here we are on the third sort of, it's not a phase, but it's the third try. At least this time I've got her below half health. So again, pulling out the secondary. I think probably a shotgun's good as well. Shotguns are normally good in Destiny for taking out very high health and shielded enemies that have the yellow health bar. Again, I'm going down here this time just to check that there's no ads down there, because they've shot me when I tried to do the DPS part. So I checked there, there's none there, that's good. When we go back up here, kill the ads. I'm using a charged void grenade there to try and get them finished as quick as possible. And then, yeah, take on the ads there as a thrall. Just a bit of a straggler. And pull out the fusion rifle. Yeah, normally that kills them in 2 shots, which it just did. Or 2 charged shots, I should say. These thralls here, they kind of just stand there unless you're nearby, so this was an easy finish for me. I was actually really impressed by the expansion, actually, just to talk about it from a sort of review perspective. This is definitely one of the hardest bosses that Destiny 2 have released. That's not a raid boss for a long time. So for me, it felt like I was sort of soloing a raid boss. It kind of gave me vibes from Crota in Destiny 1 when I had to solo that. That was hard enough, but yeah, this was sort of similar, I'd say. Of course, if you die, you just respawn back at the beginning of this encounter, so it's not like you have to do the multiple phases that this boss actually does have when you play the game. Probably the first part of this boss, when she first spawns, that's probably the second hardest, and this final bit is the hardest. So there I used the fusion rifle on an acolyte, just because I'm sort of like, I need to get going and finish this off as quick as possible. What I should have done here really, and what I should mention, is that really before you kill that last one, you should probably wait until Savathun's in a better position. That's probably one thing I failed at doing. And that lightning strike that she does, you really want to run away as fast as possible as soon as you see that. Much like all the others, but at least with the swords and the Nova Bomb, you can use these sort of trees and things like that to block it. But with the electric attack she does, the arc energy, she can actually sort of hit you around stuff. So you really want to avoid that. And as you saw at the beginning when I died, you definitely don't want to be in the air when she does the flaming swords. So now I'm on another round with Savathun. This is way too many, and at this point I was like, oh, I'm going to have to do it again, but obviously I'm still alive, so I was kind of like, obviously just going to keep going. I opted for the kind of slow and steady race at this point, and you might want to do the same if you're just getting back into the game, or you might indeed be just new to the game and this might be the first time you've ever played Destiny, so this way it might work for you as well. I have seen a lot of other people in comments and things like that say that this is one of the hardest bosses they've found in Destiny for a long time, so don't feel too demoralised if you are finding this tricky. Also saw a lot of people say, oh, I killed it on my first or second try or whatever, but I mean, if you have the best weapons and all the rest of it and you've been playing it for a while, then you're probably going to know what the best methods are for doing DPS, and that does help a ton. If you have a Galahorn or something. When I played Destiny 1, at least, you know, if you had a Galahorn, you could do things twice as quick. So there are a lot of methods in this game that I don't know about, and probably a lot of people don't know about unless they've researched it online. So this was a very, very blind run, and this method worked for me, so that's why, as I said before, that's why I'm showing this vid. It's also a really epic fight. I mean, I just wanted to kind of upload something from Destiny, because technically I started my channel on this game and went to For Honor, but I still love this game and play it from the past and playing it now. So here I didn't have any heavy damage or heavy ammunition, so that's why this last bit of health I wasn't doing too much DPS to her. I couldn't find any heavy ammo on the floor either. You can see there's only 10 seconds left on the clock, and I really did not want to die at this point, seeing as literally the last round before this I died very close to her. So there you can see the Threadweavers, they came back to life, they were respawned again, and Savathun still has a tiny bit of health, and I was like, oh, I could kill all three of them again, but at this point you can actually still do damage to her without killing the Threadweavers, so you'll see in a second that I only kill one of them and then decide that actually I can probably just finish her off with a few shots from my pulse rifle. But of course I wasn't just going to go out in the open and attack her straight away, so I was being cautious here still. Conscious that I've only got 2 of those fusion blasts. I think it's about, yeah, it's probably about here that I decide, do you know what, I'm just going to shoot her and see if that kills her. And you'll see what happens. And there we go. So hope you enjoy the vid. That's from a noob point of view, just coming back into Destiny. That's how you can kill Savathun the Witch Queen on Legendary difficulty. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next vid.